In order to connect additional sensors and devices, Galileo Sky GPS trackers provide several analog discrete and frequency pulse inputs, the number of which depends on the tracker modification. Due to this capability, one can connect fuel level sensor to the tracker. In this video, we are going to show you how to do that and what settings should be made. First, install fuel level sensor into the tank of the vehicle as suggested in manufacturer's manual. Connect frequency output of fuel level sensor with one of the analog discrete inputs of the tracking device. Ground inputs of the fuel level sensor and the tracker must be connected. If the sensor doesn't imply connection of frequency signal input with plus input, install extra resistor with value of 10 kΩ. Next step is to run settings of the tracker. Begin with the measurement of average amplitude of frequency signal. Click tab Settings, Inputs and Outputs. Set filter type as mean value for necessary input. Set filter length equal to 50. Click Apply button. Start the engine of a vehicle and click Tab Device. After 1 minute, calculate the average index of signal amplitude which you receive by set input. If the manufacturer specified fuel level sensor's amplitude of frequency signal, the initial measure will be equal to half of that amplitude. Next step is setting the input for work with frequency fuel level sensor. On Settings tab, click Inputs and Outputs and set up filter type as frequency count for the necessary input. Set filter length equal to 1. Set discrete signal range as the average amplitude measured on the first stage or manufacturer's specifications. Click tab Settings, Protocol, and tick the main package in the field of the input, which is connected to the fuel level sensor. Click Apply button. Start the engine and run calibration of fuel level sensor in accordance with the recommendations of manufacturer. Now, let's consider receiving data in the monitoring software. For example, wheel on. Click Messages tab and select Monitoring Objects and Time Interval. In Parameter field, set the type Raw Data. Click Execute button. Indexes received from the fuel level sensor are connected to zero input and displayed in fields ADC01 and ADC11. For further processing of received data, you should create fuel level sensor in Object Features. Click tab Monitoring and then open Properties dialog. Click Sensors tab and create a new one. Enter the name of the sensor. Select fuel level sensor in field Sensor type. In Parameter field, select ADC11 if the sensor is connected to zero input. Conversion of fuel level data into liters can be achieved by two ways: via configurator, if you are using Galileo Sky 7 or base block, or via your monitoring server. When using configurator, click the Filters tab. Add Get Parameter element and choose the analog input your fuel level sensor is connected to. Next, add tar filter element and connect it to the Get Parameter. Double-click the tar filter and choose Add Values option. You can see now current sensor value and average value. Thus, you can create your own tar filter. The more lines you add, the more precise it will be. Filling the lines is done in the following way. First, check your frequency value with empty tank. Then start adding certain amount of fuel, each time checking the frequency value. Pay attention that the less fuel you add, the more precise the results will be. When you finish adding the lines, add Save Parameter element and choose the same input Then upload the filter by USB. Reset the device. After reset, the fuel level on the corresponding input will be shown in liters. If you want to perform fuel calculations on the monitoring server, click tab Calculation Table Wizard and enter the data received on the stage of fuel level sensor calibration. Mathematical calculations of fuel level are made on the monitoring server in accordance with indexes of calibration table and calculation formula. On the basis of counted indexes, users' graphical or table reports on fuel level consumption are made. The tracker's settings are completed. Equipment is ready to operate.